Hey everyone, it's Ismaie. Welcome back to Evan's Remains for what's going to be the fourth and likely last part of this series. Hopefully all of our answers, come to a conclusion today. As much as I would love to play more from this developer and like in this style and have more story, I really hope it's not a cliffhanger ending. Anyways, let's get going. Oh, that's right. Okay, so before I actually exited out of the game yesterday, my little one was playing with my keyboard, and we ended up coming all the way left out of that last little scene that I saw with you guys, and we saw that guy standing on the pillar, and I immediately exited, and I was like, no, we will deal with this in the next recording. So it looks like it does restart the puzzle. I don't know if that's just a if you quit thing, or like because we were at the pillar it did this. So definitely to recreate this part, walk all the way to the pillar first, because otherwise I can't promise that you'll make it. What? That was really weird. Okay, so it took me like out of the game into a little pop-up window that wasn't necessarily in English. Huh. I have goosebumps. I'm wondering like what's going on. Crazy. Okay. Because clearly that wasn't Vincent or Andre. And I believe Nicola had black hair. Didn't think revealing the details to me was important, huh? 1 foot in the grave, playing spy master like nothing's the matter. So, I suppose that explains a lot of things. Huh. Care to let me in on the joke? Sorry. It's just that you're weird, Clover. Day after day, get up, to bed, make breakfast for all of us, go to work, come back, clean, day in and day out, knowing what awaits you. Doesn't make any sense, but still, you do it. Hey. Why? I can't tell you why. Oh, I can tell you. Because tomorrow is not real, Vincent. The only real thing is what's happening right here, right now. My father used to say, investing in happiness tomorrow yields sadness today. The only moment that exists is now. And today, more than ever, I understand that sentiment. I think one day you'll get it too. Let's hope I do. Anyway, Clover, I guess there's no use in saying get well soon. So, I guess I'll just say good luck. Don't worry. I enjoyed making you eat crows playing Spy Master. Yeah, it was fun. Thanks for everything. If you ever need anything, you only have to ask. But if I don't hear from you, I guess this is our last goodbye. Just worry about fulfilling your end of the bet. That'll be more than enough. In that case, if you'll excuse me, I'll go serve my sentence. A bet's a bet. Good luck. Need it. Bye, Clover. Hey. Yeah? Take care, okay? You too. He was gonna say, that's so sweet. Oh, pretty. Now stop, I wanted to run with the pedals. Evan? I don't know why you brought us here. I still don't know what you're planning, but I won't let Clover be a part of it. This is so pretty, guys. What did that? Okay. We're not gonna there first. Is this one down? Okay, so that's a good start, but now we're gonna need what would that? Okay. So maybe something like this. Wait, yes. Okay. Except like that's closer, but I need it to be like that and not blocked. This no, because I'm not going to be able to get there. Okay. Nope. Except, you know, not really. Open. Right, so let's this. Much did it. Okay. So I think starting here isn't a bad idea. But what is it? Right, to the top. Okay. I don't think I actually need to do that because yeah, just may again possibly overcomplicated just by thinking about it, you know. How's the translation coming along? Hello? I'm getting very, very close. So, isn't that a good thing? I don't like where this is going. So give him a hug, Dysis. Clearly he needs it. Something is going horribly wrong. Possibly. We don't know that for sure, of course. Okay, we go over. Which doesn't really do a lot of anything for us. I mean, I guess time. Not really. Yeah. Right. Don't touch. Okay. What if... Well, this one has to go, unfortunately. Does nothing bring those back? How come? What are we doing? Maybe if I just don't jump that one, like do this. Oh wait, no, that wouldn't matter. Right, okay. Wait, can I just... There's no way I can... Oops. I go about getting these? Okay, so what I think I definitely need to do with these. So now look at some different. Not wavelengths, but whatever we want to call these. Oh no. So like. I think first things first, I have to do this. And then maybe fall back. Go up. There we go. Okay, so yeah, not quite as bad as I was envisioning. Although, it still doesn't beg. End up skipping that puzzle. I sat on it for long enough that I got an achievement for sitting on it too long. So yeah, shrug it off and keep going. I have an angry pup who's gonna need me very soon. Either way simpler than the last one, or I'm just really bad at over complicating. Hey, I just wanted you to know, whatever the artifact turns out to be, I'll be here, okay? You can count on me. Thanks, Gano. When do you think she's gonna admit to him, like, her real name? Or do we think, like, it's ever gonna... Let's see, that one there, that one there. Ooh, wait. Okay, I see. It's either... Okay. There we go. That wasn't too bad. There. That was the last one. I've got the full message. What does it say? You know, when I was a little boy, there was this neighbor kid I played with almost every day. We were almost the same age. He was 1 year older than me. Lucas. That was his name. We'd always play in the park in my hometown. First thing, every morning, Mom would make breakfast. I'd eat it as fast as I could. Head to the park. He was always there waiting for me. It didn't matter how early I got up, Lucas was always first. I remember one time I asked him if he slept there. He always carried this toy plane. I loved that plane. Even though he was a good friend, the bastard never let me touch it. And that pissed me off a little. One day, I woke up, and after having breakfast as usual, I went to the park. He wasn't there yet. I was happy. Finally managed to beat him to the park. Sat down to wait for him. Hours passed, and Lucas never showed up. When I got back home, I learned that they moved. That night, my father heard me crying in my room and came in really worried. I told him what had happened. I was really sad, but I was a kid, so eventually I started to get over it. One day, my father brought me in a box that had come from me. I was really confused. From Lucas. He sent me a letter, apologizing for not being able to say goodbye. He told me he'd miss me and wouldn't forget about me. Also, in the box was a gift. It was his toy plane. One day I was playing at my dad's office. I stumbled upon the box for the plane. I realized he'd made the whole thing up. Obviously, I never said a word. Although I never found out how he knew that I liked the plane so much. I never told him that detail. And I wasn't ever able to ask him. Why not? He died from a strange disease a few years later. He always said, if you want to be happy, make your loved ones happy. I was too young to understand. Not long after Dad died, Mom left us. She couldn't get the fear of the disease out of her mind, even though it wasn't. Unfortunately, though, it is hereditary. And as it turns out, Dysis and I both inherited the... What? You too, Clover? I may have a few weeks left. Then again, I may have a few days before the disease takes its course. Even worse, the disease progresses much more aggressively in women. Dysis, my little sister, sooner or later the disease will kill her. This legend, this artifact, my only hope. What does it say, Clover? See for yourself. Eternal is my son, and eternal will become. He who not abandons our sacred place, because only on this land the same man is forever, endless, eternal. I think I get it. The island. The whole island is the artifact. And from what I can tell, the artifact's power is limited to those standing on it. That is, while we remain here, we'll be immortal. What a stupid thing. What's the use of this artifact if I can't take it with me? We can just bring Dysis here. Of course we will. What other choice do I have? But she'll have to live here forever? What kind of life would that be? Prisoner of a deserted island for all eternity? We can find another way. No. Would you excuse me for a bit? I need some time to be alone. To be fair, if she could live forever, they could just leave her here till they found a cure. It wouldn't be that bad. Plus, like, I don't know how long it's been, but I assume she's still a baby. Technically? I don't know. Clover. Clover. Why didn't you say anything? Only... Such an intoxicating fragrance, don't you think? Huh? The flowers. You. Am I interrupting something? No. Don't you think they're beautiful? I guess. Who would guess that the nectar is one of the world's most toxic poisons? A drop or two kills an adult in a matter of hours. Funny thing, nature. So gorgeous and so deadly at the same time. From the bottom of my heart, I believe it was made to end us. The divine punishment for destroying our home. Why are you here? It's such a shame, isn't it? Clover's situation. What if I told you there's actually something we can do? That voice again. It was you. Upbringing isn't behind this, is it? You were the one who contacted me. Wasn't it fun, though? Playing detective. The Dysis. I've always felt an inexplicable obsession with my mystery. Detective stories. Questions without answers. There's something so seductive in them. In real life, however, they're always so dull. They're never like in video games or a good book. That's why I wanted to really take this to the next level, make it more interesting. You follow me? I took the liberty of designing all of this such that you could figure it out yourself. That every discovery would have been undiscovered by you, and only by you. Evan, on the other hand, wanted to make everything so obvious. He wanted you to know everything from the start. Let's just say, that's not how I do things. Where's the fun in that? Where's the emotion? You wouldn't understand. Emotions can't be faked. They have to be authentic. They must be lived. I even managed to get someone with the same... You know what? It doesn't matter. What are you talking about? What's going on here? What is this all about? Oh, come on, Dysis. You still don't have a clue? After the work I've done? You're just gonna give up? You're better than that. No one appreciates a good mystery. What is wrong with this maniac? Alright, I'll admit it. Maybe I didn't give you all the pieces. But I know you won't need them. Something special, Dysis. Well, I think this is the last one. Will be enough. Oh, this last one will be enough. I've been aware of your observation. Remember your suspicions about the monoliths? Eureka, you were right. The question is, why? Our friend Evan adored Clover, and he wanted to leave him with a little present as the final goodbye. One that involved an island capable of doing what the new message said. You follow me? No. So, are you still wondering why you're here? Is this right thing? I'm not sure what right even is anymore. Clover, I've been thinking. I've gotta tell you something. I'm listening. My name is not Vanille. It's Dysis. Dysis and more. Now's not the time for jokes, Vanille. Just shut up and listen. Sorry. I'm all ears. Ever since I arrived on the island, I can't with this. It's too much for me. Clover, I don't get it. I really don't get it. Hey. Relax, okay? Everything will be okay. I'm here with you. Tell me what's going on. Why do the worst things always happen to the best people? Why? Always the same. So unfair. Well, I like to think the universe has a plan for all of us. Besides, if I hadn't been sick, I would have never known you, right? You idiot! Why didn't you tell me? I didn't want my disease to mark me. I didn't want to be treated differently. Who wouldn't have treated you differently? Vanille, you're doing it right now. Is that... It's okay, Vanille. Breathe in. What is it that you wanted to tell me? Ever since I arrived on the island, I couldn't get this coincidence out of my head. But I think I understand everything now. It's not the island is making us immortal. Rather, the island is frozen in time. Do you understand? Time is not passing here. What's the difference? You arrived here before me. Time stopped for you the moment you set foot on this island. But it didn't stop for anyone else. You left home and came here to save your sister when she was just a baby. But time went on normally for me. Until I grew up and came here. And that's why we're meeting each other now. I know it's hard to believe, but I'm Dysis, Clover. You're Dysis. What? What are you saying? When I took this job, they gave me a false name. They told me not to reveal the real one. Until now. And I think it's because they didn't want you to know from the beginning how absurd it all sounds. But now that you've figured out what the artifact is, it makes a lot more sense, doesn't it? Your name is Dysis and more. It is. How did you recover? It looks like I was never sick in the first place, Clover. It was just you. When Evan gave you the notebook and sent you here, he stayed and looked after me, didn't he? He was going to look after Dysis while I was here, but that was just a little while. Pretty much a day ago. No, Clover, it was years ago. Time went by and you never came back. While on the island, we don't feel the passage of time. It doesn't affect us. That's why our watches stop while we're here. Evan must have thought you had died. You never came back. He had no other choice but to look after me. Obviously, he thought that it wouldn't last long. He thought that sooner or later my time would also come. But seeing how things turned out, it seems that time never came. I imagine that when he realized I wasn't sick, he decided to do a search for a place for me. A family. He did a good job of it. Well, today I never knew I had a brother. Actually, I never knew where I really came from. After a long time, I'm guessing that he found out how the island works. He assumed you'd still be here, that from your perspective, you had just arrived. After that, he contacted me, pretending to be Upbring. He sent me here with the excuse of finding Evan, so that I would meet you. The only restriction they gave me was to hide my real name no matter what. I believe it's because they didn't want you to realize it was me from the beginning. First, you needed to figure out how the island worked. Think about it, it all makes sense that way. Neither of us would have believed any of it if we were told about it from the start. That's why you didn't tell me either. You wanted us to discover it by ourselves. We had to wait for this moment. Are you sure about what you're saying? Can I trust you? Look at me, Clover, it's me. I can't believe it. Dysis. Is it really you? You've been right in front of me all this time? Yes, Clover, it's me. You've grown so much. Dysis, can I give you a hug? Of course you can, you idiot. Aww. Dysis. I was so scared. So afraid of losing you. Ever since we lost Mom and Dad, I only had you. I didn't want to lose what I loved the most. It doesn't matter. None of that matters. Now that I know you're fine. Because that's what I've always wanted. I can't believe how much you've grown. Are you staying healthy? Tell me about your friends, Dysis. Do they take good care of you? Has it really been years? So many questions, dear sister. What happened to Evan, and why did he use a different name with me? Just a fake name he made from the world. It was all part of his plan. He wanted to surprise us. He did it. For us. Well, he managed. That bastard. I suppose he wasn't that selfish after all. Hey, are you crying? Aren't you happy to see me again after all these years? I'm happy. That's all. Me too. I don't ever want this moment to end. I'm so happy. I could die right now. From now on, everything will be better. I guess I'll have to stay here if I don't want my time to come. You'd better visit. And above all that... Clover? What's the matter? I'm just feeling a little dizzy, don't worry. Clover? What's wrong? Clover? Hey, wake up! What's happening? Get up! Someone help! Clover, please say something to me. If time is supposed to be stopped, Clover's not allowed to die. Oh, hi. Who's that? Hello. You're not from here, are you? Wait a second. The hobo? I think you're confusing me with someone else. What brings you here, fella? I'd like to, ask you about Clover. Clover? I've never met a boy with such a kind heart. Boy, ever since he knew about my knee, he does grocery shopping for me. Can you believe it? Sure knows how to make an old man happy. Amy's going through all that, don't you agree? Stop talking nonsense. I don't get all the young people slang these days. I'm talking about his disease and his remaining days. What did you say? Is he ill? Didn't you know? Why does he never tell anyone these things? Well, doesn't matter. Thanks for your time. Evan doesn't jump. Kinda sad. Hey, I'm truly sorry, but right now I don't have a... Oh, no, I didn't come for that. I wanted to ask you about Clover. Clover? He's the personification of humility. If there's anything he loves, it's his little sister. Between you and me, he's a better father than a bunch of folks around. How long since about his condition? Huh? What are you talking about? He's going through a lethal disease in an advanced state. So you weren't aware? Huh? Who told you that? He himself. I thought you knew. I had no idea. Since when? I'm afraid I'm not aware of the details. That's all I know. Anyways, thank you for your... He's just like walking around this town giving everyone horrible news. Can I pet the dog? Can pet the puppers. Oh, good boy. Oh, the tag says Apollo. I don't... Okay. We pet Apollo, guys. Hey, kid. I wanted to, ask you if you knew a guy named Clover. Clover? Oh yeah, he's my friend, you know. One day, we were playing blitzball with my friends, and he was just walking by. He realized that they had left me out because I wasn't that good. He approached me and said, "Ignore them. Blitzball is for losers." You know how to play Spy Master? I didn't, so he invited me to his house and taught me. Ever since, I have won every single one of the Spy Master tournaments at school. I'm sure you'd beat me too. By any chance, did you know he was sick? Unfortunately, it's unlikely that he'll get better. And, he doesn't have many days left. Why are you telling the children this stuff? Huh? Well, what did you say? I don't believe you. You would have told me. You're lying. It's a lie, it's a lie. You're a liar. Hey, easy. Liar. Hey, kid, wait. I'm sorry for my grandson. But you shouldn't be telling children that. Swat him with the cane. The thing is, news isn't shocking. It's also really devastating. Clover is like a member of her. Imagine he wouldn't have told us. I'm sure he didn't want us to worry. He hasn't been the same since his father died. Hurt us all, but he's had it the worst. He must really be going through a nightmare. Is there nothing we can do? We have money. It wouldn't make a difference. According to Clover, there's no treatment. We'll just have to wait and be with him until... The legend. The legend? Bastion, again with that? What's he talking about? An old fairy. No fairy tale. Bastion, where did you get that? Found it when Cecil and the strange shrine when he was playing in the wood. What is this legend about? What is that notebook? Old tale. How holds it? Oh, nobody's found it in to live to tell. And this legendary notebook, so it is said, reveals its location. Hey, you, stranger. What, me? Come here. I don't know who you think you are. Clover telling you his secrets doesn't make you special. I'm still his best friend, understand? Bastion. Alright. In any case, stranger, I'd like to ask you a favor. You find the island for me. I don't want Clover to leave us, and it may be our last hope. I'd do it myself, but Mom won't let me outside after 8 o'clock. Bastion, leave the poor man alone. Leave it to me. You really plan on going? It's just a fairy tale. I've got nothing to lose. In that case, I'll lend you my boat. I'll also make up a bag of supplies for you. Well, hey, that doesn't sound half bad. We'll help in any way we can. Any friend of Clover's is a friend of ours too. Friend, huh? I'll leave immediately. Oh great, how am I supposed to go back now? The island, huh? Time to discover if what they say about you is true. Which is true. I'm kind of wondering how Evan realized it. And how he got back to Fairweather. I kind of like that we're getting to play this in his perspective too, to just kind of like see the other side of the story a bit more. Okay, first word. I guess I'll be here for a while. Wonder if it's gonna make me do every puzzle again. I don't even, like, I wasn't counting them, so I'm not sure how many there are, but... Wait. Uh-oh. How did we... What? give me platforms back, please. We go back. And now go? Oh, wait. Go all the way back. So it auto saves or what? Okay, so I ended up just like completely quitting to the main menu. But now that I'm looking at, I kind of don't. Okay. Maybe I do. If not, jump up, obviously. I was gonna say I don't even see a possible way to do it, but yeah, I do. So Evan spent a really long time here. It's like night in every single one of these new places. And we already know that a day can be like 20 years or however old Dysis is, so. I guess it's time. Let's see. Eternal as the sun, our sacred place is not, nor will become eternal he who looks for eternity. As the same man who, on this land, all ego abandons, will know the search of it meaning lacks. Only consciousness was and is forever, my endless true eternity. What? What the hell is this supposed to mean? That it doesn't exist? Nah, I must have read it wrong. Eternal is not, nor will become meaning lacks. What am I supposed to do? Clover. Please don't die. I don't know what kind of fool you take me for. You don't need to be a genius to realize you're hiding from something. And if I win, I want you to go back and face it. Hello? I was wondering if we could meet, please? Huh? Who is this? It's me. Who? You've got to be kidding me. Vincent? Is that you? Not gonna lie here, I was pretty sure you were dead. At this point, I know. You probably hate me. But I really need to talk to you. We're talking now, aren't we? Face to face. I want us to settle this once and for all. Where are you? Write down the following coordinates. Okay? And don't worry, it's a safe place. Should I come alone, or can I bring someone? Are they trustworthy? My right-hand man. I suppose that's no problem. That must be the mystery red-haired man we met. Or, like, we didn't meet, per se, but ran into, I guess. Oh, by God, what do we have here? If it isn't the prodigy, the most brilliant and promising mind the world has ever known. He who will guide humanity to a better world. Are you done? Have you been here all this time? What the heck is this place? Anyway, are you gonna tell me why you brought me here? Nicola's waiting for me on the other side. I want to reveal the truth to the world. Oh, you were serious. Let me get this straight, Vincent. You're returning to me what is mine. That's the least an author can demand, right? After all these years. You just show up all of a sudden and you deign to do what you should have done from the start? Were you expecting a prize or something? Dude, you're something else, alright? You're acting like I'm the one responsible for all this. Like I was the only Evan. You were as much a part of this as me. Why then was revealing the truth my responsibility? What was stopping you? You could have spoken up at any time, but you kept quiet. You did exactly the same thing I did. You want to know the difference? My old friend, you were the face. Let me ask you something. What do you think would happen if Andre Ager decides to reveal the truth to the world? It'd just be one of those tabloids where ex-employee from Area 51 reveals top-secret info. No matter how plausible the testimony, the man never has proof. People don't believe him. Is it because he's lying? Most likely. But in many cases, it's the other way around. Of course the government won't keep files in his name. And of course they'd scrub every last shred of evidence suggesting he ever worked there. The absence of proof, paradoxically, becomes the proof. I'm not lying. I did work there, but they erased all of the files and then my memories. Ring any bells? My name doesn't mean anything. However, if Mr. Edvin Goldstein himself comes out and says something, it's a different story. And you know how people love faces. The story of the poor orphan kid who becomes a brilliant millionaire and wins everybody's heart. They don't seem to realize they've been told the same old story over and over, and still they always fall for it. I'm sure they would believe any nonsense that comes out of your mouth. We're doomed as a species, no doubt about it. I may be more Evan than you, but as far as people are concerned, you, and only you, are Evan. That is why, my friend, the responsibility was on your shoulders. But instead, you just ran away. You ran away taking everything that should have been mine. Seems you weren't so upset with what they created after all. You think I enjoyed doing that? You think I had a good time seeing you like that? You think I didn't feel like the scum of the earth? Do you have the slightest clue the hell I've been through since then? Why do you think I ran away? I couldn't take being a part of that anymore. You could have talked to me. Could have found a way. Why do you think I brought you here? I know I should have done it sooner, but I couldn't, Andre, I couldn't. They were keeping an eye on me more than you. I was the public figure after all. And I was so little I could barely understand what was going on. I didn't know who to call for help. I didn't have anyone. They kept me alone and locked away. I was so scared. That's about to change. Don't you get it, Andre? It was never about us. I'm not your enemy, nor are you mine. We've got one enemy in common. The ones who put us through all this. The ones who created Evan. And I'm sure they also wanted this, to separate us, to sow resentment between us, to keep us silent, to keep us alone against the world. This is what they always wanted. Are you gonna keep doing what they want? I didn't bring you here to keep fighting. So what do you plan to do? Hold some press conference and spit everything out? Do you think that scenario ends with you alive and breathing? They'll chase you forever. You know how that ends. I know, and I don't care. Got nothing left to lose. Don't worry, I won't mention you. What the hell? Toss my name in too. What? If we're gonna sync Upbring, we have to do it right. I'm in. Whatever it takes to tear them apart. Though, they're so large it might not make any difference. Andre. Guess I'm not the only one who's changed. What I'm trying to say here is, for all the pain I've caused, I just wanted to say that from the bottom of my heart, I'm sorry. I thought those words would never come out of your mouth. Are you feeling okay? Did you go some spiritual retreat and find yourself? Seriously, where the hell are we? Well, actually, it's a long story. I think we've exhausted Nicola's patience as well. Well, alright. Sorry to say, it really is a very long story. So, I'd settle in. Alright. I came here because it is believed that the island keeps the secret of eternal life. See that line of monoliths that goes all along the seashore? They're hieroglyphs and... Wait, I know this story. You do? Years ago, I heard rumors about Upbring having a secret base in a place like this. Bastards are everywhere, huh? I didn't believe it then. Me neither. But in any case, the immortality thing is a lie. I just finished translating all the monoliths. It's obviously a lie. I'm surprised you fell for something like that. Any ideas? Should I have some? No, I just hoped you'd come up with something. You're the genius, after all. Everybody seems to believe that genius and magician are the same thing. Can't perform miracles, Vincent. So there's nothing we can do. I'm just joking. I'm not being completely honest with you. I can perform miracles, and I do have ideas. Really? So that doesn't mean you're gonna like what I'm gonna suggest. I guess it's better than nothing. I'm all ears. What does the message say? Eternal as the sun, our sacred place is not, nor will become eternal he who looks for eternity. As the same man who, on this land, all ego abandons, will know the search of it meaning lacks. Only consciousness was and is forever. My endless true eternity. It's perfect. But somewhat long, don't you think? We could make some changes. We could modify the message. What for? And how the heck do you expect us to rewrite them? I don't speak ancient hieroglyph puzzle. I didn't say anything about rewriting them. Wait here. I love how their little arms flop. They're so cute. Vincent, come here. It is, yep. Vincent is in no rush at all. He's just real chill, walking around. Look at this. You opened a portal on top of the monolith that leads to the same monolith? You weren't paying attention, were you? Look closer. It's different. Did you exchange them? The one from our left is now to our right and vice versa. Andre, just what are you up to? I was wondering if it could be difficult to form a new message based on the original. And as soon as you read it to me, I realized it wouldn't be. We just exchange some monoliths and repeat others. Indeed, something totally different could be achieved. With a message somewhat opposite than the original. Eternal as the sun, our sacred place is not, nor will become eternal he who looks for it. As the same man who, on this land, all ego abandons, will know the search of it meaning lacks. Only consciousness was and is forever. Ready. This one's the original, right? 46 monoliths, 46 words. But I propose the following. Eternal is my son, and eternal will become he who not abandons our sacred place. Because only on this land, the same man is forever, endless true eternity. 28 monoliths, 28 words. Notice that I'm only changing the order of some words or repeating them. And finally, I discard the unnecessary. Eternal is my son, and eternal will become, not abandons our sacred place. But only on this land, the same man is forever, endless true eternity. I still don't get why we'd want to... Look, I've got an idea. Why don't you let me do the talking and get the questions for the end? Go on. Your friend, Clover, right? What is it that he wants the most above all things? To not die? Vincent, you really suck at this. Based on your descriptions, Clover only cares about one thing, his sister. It doesn't matter if he saves himself or not. He just cares about saving Dysis. And what we could do is give him precisely that. Or, more accurately, we could make him believe that. I'm gonna tell you this now. We can't save him. Neither him nor her. They're on death's doorsteps already. There's nothing we can... but we can make him believe the opposite. Imagine the following scenario. You go back to Clover's house with the notebook in your hands. You tell him, Clover, it's real, the legend is real. You give him the notebook, and you tell him to come here for the artifact. You offer to take care of Dysis in the meantime. Clover, filled with hope, heads to the island, and he starts to decipher the message, monolith after monolith. Remember, though, that this isn't the original message, but ours. Anyways, during his journey, Clover discovers someone else who is also sent to the island. It's a girl who is also looking for something there. This girl decides to join him in his search, and they become close. Clover completes the message. He learns that the whole island is the artifact, and that the immortality is granted by the island from the moment you step on its shores. A bit of disappointment sinks into Clover, now that he knows the artifact is not something he can take home to Dysis. But suddenly, the girl comes up with the theory that it wasn't immortality that the island granted, but rather that the island exists outside of time as we know it. Time doesn't pass normally on the island, and as a result, hours, days, months, and years didn't pass as usual here, making everything and everyone on it unaging, immortal, and eternal. That's when the girl also discovers that she is actually Dysis, Clover's sister, who had been sent by you, due to the temporary gap that was generated, because remember, Clover arrived first. Dysis was able to reach his age outside the island and then head there years later. Clover, obviously, doesn't notice the span of years because he was on the island the whole time. In any case, getting back to the story. And just when Clover thought everything was lost, he realizes that what he's been looking for has been right in front of him this whole time. Dysis also reveals that she was never sick in the first place. Clover, seeing that his sister has grown and lived a good life, that she's alright, and that she can still keep seeing one another as long as he stays here, he becomes happy. All of his worries vanish, a smile spreads across his face. He decides to stay and live on in the island, to postpone his death forever. Following days are happy, they're perfect. Dysis visits him from time to time, until the day comes when Clover eventually dies. But he dies believing everything. He dies happy. Beautiful, fantastic. The audience cries, laughs, cue the applause. What do you think? It all just came to me. Brilliant, isn't it? As if it was the ending of some emotional video game. It's the most twisted thing I've ever heard. I knew you wouldn't like it. You never liked my ideas. Just listen to what you're saying. It's absurd. Vincent, look at this damn place. Eternal life and an ancient civilization, a message engraved in monoliths. Don't you think it's already absurd enough? You really think that adding some extra details would make it less believable? Isn't that what you wanted? Doing something for him? Maybe we can't avoid his leaving the world, but we can at least direct how he leaves it. Giving him a worthy end, full adventure and emotion, and die believing a lie? Look, Vincent, I'm sure that today somebody died believing you're a genius. It was their truth, their whole life. The truth only ceases to be true when you find out it's a lie. And Clover will never find out. Although it won't be the truth for us, it'll be for her. Even though it was the truth, it just lasts in an ephemeral moment. You can decorate it as much as you like. A lie is a lie. And just, it's not right. I don't feel right. I want to believe everybody deserves a happy ending. And suddenly that's not right. Our whole lives are a lie. What's the difference? You want to do something for Clover or not? Can you say you'd do anything for him? And let me recall. What was the other option? Oh yeah, leave him to die at home with the baby, who also dies. In absolute solitude. But anyway, I'm not going to judge you, and it's your decision after all. Where are you going? Aren't we going to join poor Clover on his final date? Time passes while we ponder. Wait. Yes? The message. Your message is shorter than the original. What are you gonna do with the remaining monoliths? You'd be surprised all of the problems with high-powered explosives can solve. You're gonna blow them up? What, afraid someone's gonna hear us? We're in the middle of nowhere. The girl. Who's the girl? Who's Dysis? An actress? No idea. We'll find someone. Promise me. Promise me, whoever she is, that she agrees to this. Let her know all the details. I promise. Andre, do you really believe something like this would work out? I don't have the slightest idea. But you know how much I indulge in making an idea come true when it takes hold of me. I hope you know what you're doing. Tell me how I can help. Oh, no. Leave it to me. I'll take care of all the island business. You make sure to convince Clover to come here and to take care of the baby. And when this is all over, we'll bring down Upgrade. Together, like old times. You can trust me. Except I think you shouldn't have, because I'm fairly certain that Dysis know anything. I don't know, I'm so confused. Where am I? These sheets. I'm not at home, but I feel like I am. My head hurts. I don't know how I got here. Last thing I remember is doing that whole act in front of Clover. Oh, so she did know. Clover. I need to see if he's alright. So much light. I mean, I guess she might be dead because of the flowers, right? They were poisonous. You know, Clover, I always thought I had everything. Everything anybody could ever want. Money, fame, power. Funny thing is, when I disappeared, no one really cared. I was all over the news, sure, but wasn't anyone genuinely worried about me. No one wondering if I was okay. And honestly, I don't blame you. But it was when I asked the neighbors about you that I realized that actually I never had anything. Rest in peace, friend. Rest in peace, Dysis. Look, you just woke up. Don't tell me you find it strange. What? Him dying at such a convenient moment. Too convenient, I'd say. If it had happened just a few hours earlier, everything would have gone to waste. How did he know just so precisely when it would happen? I didn't. That's reassuring. Oh, good. Now you're gonna start preaching to me about right and wrong, too? What? Why are you looking at me like that? Hey, I just lied to him. He lied to the whole world. He deserves a little punishment, didn't he? Besides, he went to talk to her. Find out eventually. You think he'll get mad? Of course he will. But then I'll remember that my way of doing things, once again, worked. And I'll forget about it. I want to ask you something. Do you really believe that if she had known everything from the start, her connection with Clover would have been as authentic as it was? Nobody wants to be a part of a farce. I didn't force anyone to do anything. She saw all his pain, and lying to him was the least she could do. She decided to do it. But it's not about lying or telling the truth. Nor is it about doing the right thing nor the wrong thing. It's about getting results. But I guess it's easier to just call me the movie's villain. I guess we all have our little lies. Well, alright guys. That's the end of Evan's Remains. I'm kind of surprised by the title that Evan isn't dead. And that Evan isn't an Evan, but a person, but an entity. And I didn't expect the huge plot twist towards the end and or at the end. I thought that was really well done because like all the way through you're like, oh okay, probably Dysis, and you think you got it all figured out, and then you keep going and you're like, oh yeah, no, I've definitely got it out. You don't age on the island, da 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 da. She grew up, she's back, yay. And then you're like, what? I was trying not to like super talk through all of it because I wanted to experience it in the moment with you guys. No, I really liked that. I loved how different it was. I don't know, I just really like the game. I'm really glad the story didn't go exactly where I thought it was gonna go. I kind of felt like at some parts it was definitely being too forward between like how easy some of the puzzles were along with like how easy it was to figure it out, but like I really like that they did that now for the setup because it made the actual twist that much better. Anyways, I'm definitely looking forward to more games in this vein from them. But anyways, guys, it's been Ismaie. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I'd love to continue talking about this game with you guys in the comments below. But yeah, I'll see you all soon for the next game.